We've got some questions about low-carb diet during pregnancy and breastfeeding. Are there any things that pregnant women and breastfeeding mums need to be aware of?
Probably I'd start off saying with an eye on what's happened over in South Africa, we're probably going to be very cautious in anything we say about this topic.
Yeah, so I think that perhaps that's a better discussion one-on-one outside, not while we do.
We haven't got Pete Evans here, have we? I think in certain areas, what we're advocating here, we're going to play very safe, and pregnancy and breastfeeding, I think we certainly don't want to stick our heads up and say anything definitive on that. Yeah.
What about teenagers?
Well, there's probably some things we can say that are just straight factual. So up to 60% of the energy that you get from breast milk comes from saturated fats, and babies, when they're born, are in ketosis. And in a newborn child, because they're getting so much energy from ketones, their normal blood sugar is not considered to be low until it falls below 2.2 millimoles a litre, which would be very, very low for an adult. So I think the state of affairs in newborn children that are breastfed, they are in ketosis, and that's just a fact.
And the other thing to think about is the other side of the coin. What's happening to our population? The rise in childhood obesity and teenage obesity over the last number of years is massive. And why is it that these people are all getting so big? We don't have to tell you. You've listened to the science. You understand yourself why it's happening. So, are we eliminating this major important food group in these people, or are we getting rid of the harm that we're doing to them by giving them these sorts of diets?
What about normal weight teenagers who are quite active? Do they need the extra energy from carbohydrates?
Can I just toss in about teenage boys who average 36 teaspoons of added sugar in their diets each day? Some of them don't necessarily, and that they're just the highest group of consumers. Girls have a lot too. Younger and older still have a lot of added sugar. So, talking about teenagers, they have massive problems with their diets from sugar. And if they were to replace that with more nutritious food, I think they would do a lot better.
Did you want to answer the metabolically healthy teenagers who might need more for sports?
Look, if you're familiar, that's a huge topic, but essentially the body can adapt to use fat as an energy source even during intense exercise. So do you need it for sports? In some of the elite athletes I deal with, we do muck around a little bit with things like certain carbohydrate formulations, and we try and replenish their glycogen stores to optimal levels before we inhibit their ability to metabolize fat. But that requires a lot of regular testing and is a little bit more complex. But in general, for a teenage athlete, there's no obligate need for carbohydrates as far as I'm aware. Carbohydrates are not an essential nutrient.